use a trick for it. It's the buyer. Use a text. There's more to bite the seller in the butt with this form than there is with the truck form. That's why the lawyers say that.
End up talking about the Zillow disclosure too then?
No, I'm just gonna say don't do that.
Any questions on this? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm still stuck on the inspection report.
Okay.
So say somebody comes out. Well, I don't keep those reports. So if I answer yes, but I don't have the report, so no would be attached, just, no, that's a
Have
certain.
you
Well, the person
received
that asked
it?
for it that did it.
So, yes. Yeah, so we are, as sellers, we are not, currently, we are not using the Texas Realtors form. If you receive one that says, yes, we've had an inspection in the last 4 years, and you call and say, hey, I didn't notice the inspection report is attached, and the listing agent says, well, my seller doesn't have the inspection report, can you have your seller put that in writing so I could submit that to my buyer? I mean, why don't they have the inspection report? Because the buyer might automatically think, what are they hiding?
Yes.
See, I don't call those inspector reports, I guess I need to change my ways.
If,
All right.
if you got it in writing, it's an inspection report, no matter what you call it.
Could be a plumber checking the hot water tank.
Gosh, I hate all that junk.
And then note, a buyer should not rely on the above cited reports as a reflection of the current condition of the property. A buyer should obtain or not choose on your own accord to get an inspector. But it says this here. So you've got a couple, if you're struggling with objection handlers on why they don't want to get their own inspection, one, explain, that you give them the inspector information form, and two, the seller's disclosure here backs you. Again, on the TREC one, they're not necessarily required, so you may not receive an inspection report with the TREC seller's disclosure, so they're less likely to have that come up. Has anybody ever had that before? I've had that happen. Has anybody else had that? A buyer says, I don't want to get an inspection? Crystal, yeah.
I also have an agent that, I would just say check the trades.
Mhm.
If you always Google them, I learned that the
Yeah.
hard way.
All right. What else do you have?
Google the trade. Sadly.
All right. What else you got?
Are we training people how to do net sheets for seller?
We are.
If you haven't made a habit of doing that every time your seller gets an offer, go to a class, learn how to do a net sheet, and keep those, put those in the file. That's gonna get more important in iBuyer world, that we're doing those to show the seller. And if you were doing an iBuyer on your listing, you'll have to do one every time they come back and renegotiate the deal, because the deal will be renegotiated more than once after the first time on an iBuyer. They'll for sure be renegotiated after the inspection is done. So just be sure you're doing it over and over again. You don't know how to do it? Lots of us can show you how to do that.
And a buyer, too. A buyer net sheet is,
Yeah,
You know.
the lender mostly is the one that we see as relied upon for that. However, you could certainly talk to a buyer about what their costs might be incident to this purchase.
or at least just ask if the lender has provided a net sheet on the sale of the price of the property that you're currently considering.
Also, remember you're putting a number in paragraph 12, it says up to.
Mhm.
So you should make sure with the lender that they have adequate
Up to.
closing costs.
That's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up, Diane. I've had a lot of questions actually recently, and I think we've talked about this before. I'm just going to go over it again about an allowance. So there's really no such thing, whoops, sorry, Lauren, as an allowance. Because unless it's a cash deal, then the seller and buyer can figure that out. But I think we've had agents who've listed, $2,000 carpet allowance from the seller. I think what your seller might mean by that is we're willing to pay up to $2,000 in closing costs in paragraph 12A1B. So having that conversation is, hey, we don't want to change the carpet out. We're just fine giving someone a $2,000 carpet allowance. Well, I understand, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, that you might want to give someone an allowance. How that works in the lending world is that, one, it has to be approved by their lender, and two, you can give up to a certain amount in closing cost. Is that what you would prefer? So change your language on that. This allowance stuff, you're going to see it a lot. So if your buyers come across, oh, an allowance, we can go in and redo the kitchen. They're giving us a $10,000 allowance. Wait a second. Let's see what your lender will allow. And that actually is towards closing costs, and how that kind of comes out in the wash would be dependent on the lender. Any notes on that?
I was just also thinking about commission rebates. If in the middle of a transaction where the buyer is at the maximum amount they can receive from someone, and you're trying to hold that deal together, and you say, well, I'll give up part of my money, make sure that you can, because the only way you are legally allowed to do that is for it to show up on the HUD statement. You are not writing a check to those people outside of closing. It needs to show up on the HUD statement, so the lender needs to approve that. So don't think you're going to rescue it until you know you can rescue it.
That's why you sign that form about, or the buyer does about side deals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to close and table,
Yeah.
you're going to swear that there's no side deals.
Can I ask a question on the HOA again then?
Yep.
Why did you laugh?
Oh, I just got some, you reminded me of something I got to say about HOAs now.
Well, I'm just wondering if
And the problem is the language is pretty strictly dictated in the statute, so it may not, it's harder to change than just work while you're making a change. We gotta go make some statutory changes to make that.
Well, the title company, most of them have closed a deal in that HOA and asked them what those fees are.
So you brought that up, and I'm gonna say something real quick, because the time is almost up. There's a subdivision in Georgetown called Crystal Knoll, and part of it has HOA with fee, and part of it doesn't, and there's all kinds of craziness going on in that subdivision about that right now. And hopefully our attorney is working on a disclosure for that subdivision that we're going to have all buyers sign who are buying a property in there that says you're buying a house in a subdivision where there is an HOA created. It is currently not charging fees, however, it has the right to start charging fees at any time. You have been made note, this is a notice, you're aware of that, blah, 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 whatever we can do to help protect us on that, because it's a little bit scary right now.
And do the mandatory HOA, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Kristen, I just want to point out that you left balloons all in the room with you expect me to pay attention.
Are you like a cat?
Oh man. Oh yeah.
Formerly with Coventry Homes,
Hi, Lisa.
formerly with Keller Williams and Williams,
Yes.
coming back to,
Just check us out today. And
yeah, see where
awesome. Well, we're glad to have you. Yay. Who? Okay. Well, let's move on. All right, so we're going to do some mindset work with Mr. John Maxwell.
Positively. You see, the things I do today determines the habits I have tomorrow.
Special day for me. Hey, welcome. Hey, Harry. What else? Why else? What's your mindset doing here in March?
Spring, everything's new.
Everything's new. I love that mindset, Shelley. Everything's new. Every day, every minute, right? What else?
I feel like we're supposed to say bold.
Oh, bold. Is there some kind of subliminal message that you're getting in this room today? Are you? Is it warm in here? Are y'all warm? I'm warm. I'm warm. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to make it cold.
Just turn the fan on.
Okay, it's on. I didn't turn it down. It said it's 73 or 74, and it's at 73. I'm just going to keep the wind moving in here. Okay. Well, So riddle me this. Who can help me with the math? 14 times 8,400. Who can do the math for me? You got your phone on you?
9,600?
Is it 9,600? I don't know. Can someone double check it?
80, how much? 84?
96,000? 117,600. Okay, on your chair, you would have had an index card. An index card. And on that index card, I want you to write $117,600. And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to yourself. And here's the instructions. I want you to think of what you could do this year. Just one big thing, and I know for some of you it's going to be hard for one thing, but just one thing that you could do that's big for you, for your family, for your life, for someone else, with $117,600. Just take a couple minutes and write down what you could possibly do with $117,600 this year, 2020. No pressure.
Just one thing or just whatever we can think?
One thing.
One thing.
For how long?
Almost pay off all 3 of my kids' student loans.
Add to retirement fund.
Build a cabin on the boat.
Sylvia, what will that do for you? $117,000 in your retirement fund. How does that make you feel?
Well, sure, add to it and
Add to
help
it.
me reach my goal, and
All right.
I'll feel peace.
Sit on, yeah, I'll take Joseph out there and we'll watch the deer and watch the wildlife and just chill out.
What would that be like for your grandkids?
Oh, that's the whole point of it.
That's the whole point of it.
Fun city at grandma's.
What else we got?
Half mortgage.
What'll that do for you?
Give me more money to buy shoes.
All right. You got a big enough closet for all those shoes?
That's a heck of a lot of food.
All right, what else we got?
Buy another investment property,
All right. What does that do for you?
passive income,
And what does passive income do for you?
makes me happy.
Why? Just having it in the bank makes you happy? Okay, all right. All right, what else we got? To invite our guest on here in Zoom, but I wanted to share this because I've taken Bold 7 times, and my 5th time I brought home more than that in gross commission income. I didn't really think it was possible. My mindset wasn't there, and truthfully I didn't know how to spend the money. I didn't think big enough. My entire life, and a lot of times on the government's dime when I was young. And so, you know, you're inspired every day by little things that sometimes I don't even realize. She should be joining us as soon as this opens. And so Tammy's going to explain a little bit more about Bold. Join with computer. Oh, there we are. Can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Hello. How are all you beautiful people?
Good. We're good. Yeah. Hey, Tammy, we just went through what it would be like in our office at the average deals in Bold 14 times our $8,400 average commission in this market center would bring the
Are you guys excited about Bold 2.0 coming?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a little low. All right, it's okay, it's okay. I'm up for the challenge, So, first of all, let me introduce myself. I know that I did get to meet several folks from your office at Family Reunion, and many of you, of course, I have not. So my name is Tammy Youngst. I have been with Keller Williams for about 17 years. I've been a MAPS Bold coach for 5.5 years. I'm an international master faculty instructor through Keller Williams University, and I'm also a co-coach of a program you may be familiar with called Never Ending Referrals. And what really gets me excited and out of bed every morning. Of Bold was in December. Our January launch of Bold, we're not graduated yet. So if we go back to the last graduating class, ever, right? We actually have to talk.
What else?
Time.
Time,
Lack of organization.
lack of organization,
Oh, yeah.
which is also
Yeah.
discipline.
Discipline.
The D word.
So here's the thing. All of those things, by the way, and probably more. It's usually we either don't have a system, so we lose touch with people, and then it's been too long and it's very uncomfortable. Like, okay, that's I'll have you write down so you'll be able to go back and look at this. And I really want you to let this sink in for a moment. In all of the research for the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, the second edition, there's two numbers that they give us, and I'm going to share them with you. And the first one is 10 to 1. So it's just a 10 to 1. And so what they're saying by that is for every 10 people that you speak to that know you already, so those connected contacts, people that know you, at least 33 to 36 times a year, you can expect one piece of business from that. Those are actually pretty good return. It's a 10% or better, by the way. Every 50 people that you communicate with 33 to 36 times, by the way, in a year that do not know you, meaning maybe they're for sale by owners or they're expireds or they could be withdrawns if you have those. It could be door knocking, it could be open house leads. Most of the time it's going after new business. Now, we get repeat and referral business from our past clients, and here's the thing though, here's what the statistics show us. That does happen usually within the first 18 months after they've closed a transaction with us. After that, they don't remember who we are, right? So let's go back and talk about Bold and how we fill that gap so that you can live in the 10 to 1. Because if you look at your database today, and you can say, I've got 250 or 300 people that I know, and you're not getting 25 to 30 pieces of business out of that database, then you have huge opportunity, and we are going to unleash it in this Bold. So let me explain to you what Bold 2.0 is all about. When we sat down with Gary in March, there were 6 of us, all sat down to do the rewrite of Bold. And before we got started, Gary shared with us, guys, before we get started, it's got to be about the database. Hands down, the database. It's the #1 way that our agents can disrupt this industry and preserve their customers. Customers and people that they have relationships with will never end up somewhere else if they think of you when they think of real estate. Think of this. If the people in your database know your name, is that a great thing? Yes or yes? Yes. If the people in your database know how much you care, is that really an awesome thing as well? So hear me say this. If they remember who you are and they know how much you care, it's never Tammy the realtor. It's Tammy, my realtor. Guys, that is a whole different level of energy, and when they think of real estate, they think of you. So here's where Bold 2.0 comes in, is gonna change that in your world. It's gonna allow you to get those results, that 10% or better. And it is that we're going to bring in a system that will allow you to never never lose base, touching base rather, never let you lose touch with the people in your database. How many of you, if you're willing to put your hand up, think that your database is a train wreck? Okay, amen. Because by the way, I was a mega agent too, so I have my hand. Like you're pouring value into people, it shows up in the energy that you put across in the phone, and you get the results. Many times people don't call because they don't know what to say. I don't want to call and say, do you know anybody who wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? How many of you are just dying to get out of bed in the morning and you're super excited to make that phone call? All right, nobody raised their hand. Okay, good, I'm talking to the right people. Well, here's the thing, we don't do that because that doesn't feel good. We feel like we're taking from people. So we're gonna give you four different reasons, actually way more than that, by the way. You only have to have 4 reasons to reach out to your people over the course of a year, to talk to them once a quarter. You can use the same reason for 13 weeks and then start over with a new reason. So we're gonna give you opportunities to pour value into your people so that when they hear real estate or they think of real estate, they think of you. And we want it to be Kristen, my realtor, not what's her name? We don't want that. The other thing that we're going to share with you, we are bringing text messaging into Bold. Can I get a whoop whoop? Whoop, whoop. Yes, well, I mean, it's how we communicate, right? Yeah. So, you know, it was time, and we have brought in texting and instant messaging strategies. How many of you were in Bold 2.0, the lab, in April? Okay, so nobody. Okay, so fantastic. So some of your associates were, and they really helped form what it is today, and it's vastly different than it was then based on their feedback. So get 2 presentations. You'll be getting 1 listing presentation and 1 buyer presentation. They are inside command and inside designs, and if I can tell you, they are sleek, and I'm going to put it out there, they're sexy. They just are. And people are going to consultations, and they're walking out with signed listing agreements and signed buyer agency agreements. And it's because these presentations are designed to really walk you through a conversation. We have taken Bold from being about scripts, and it is now very much about being in conversation and relationship with people. So our consultations have gone that direction as well. They're very, very question-based, and they're getting results. So we're really, really excited about that. We are going to give you all kinds of other strategies to go out and get into communication with your database. So let me stop here for just a second and throw it out to all of you, because I'm here to answer your questions, and honestly, I'm here to get you to take a stand for yourself and register and put yourself in that Bold. So what questions are gnawing at you right now?
What questions do you have for Tammy about Bold?
What's the favorite way, your most favorite way that you've been able
onto smart plans or campaigns and other CRMs where they're getting emails. Weekends and so on and so forth, really spending time together. And so I called him when I got to my gate and I said, honey, I was looking at my planner and I realized that we have been so incredible at being intentional about being in touch with each other and going on date nights and communicating. And honestly, I think we're good for about 6 months. What do you think? So it took him a hot minute too. He literally sat there and he was like, what are you talking about? Right? I mean, he was like, what? And I was just testing my theory that I could not text my way into a conversation or a relationship with him. The relationship is the conversation, guys. So that's why DTD2 is so important. How long does it take for results to show up in real estate?
90.
So it's 90 days. So essentially, you know, as coaches, we're always operating 90 days out, which means today is actually what? Get on track. What is the plan? And you have this fantastic opportunity in front of you.
Six, 9, 12.
About 30.
Yeah, about 35, 30, 35.
Okay, so 35. So here's my challenge to all of you. If we get 15 of you to fully commit, fill out your form, your spot. Number 2, I'm doing something that I've never done before, and I let Kristen know about this. Hang on a second.
That's correct.
Let me grab my
First step.
calendar, and I will tell you in just a second. So that would be prior to April 8th. Prior to April 8th. So if that helps your cash flow at home because you're doing one payment in March and one payment in April, I'm good with that. The other thing is you can do a student loan, which is $400 today, and then you make payments of $75 per week starting at steps 2 through 7. So it splits the other half over 2 more months, and you're welcome to do that too. So you'll fill that out today, write student loan at the top, and you'll do that. The other thing is we have until this Sunday, KBRI has sent out emails that you have scholarships available to you. If you're experiencing financial hardship, we actually collect and build the Bold Scholarship Fund every round of Bold, specifically to get people into Bold and give them the opportunity to move themselves forward. So the deadline for that is this Sunday. So please make sure if you would benefit from that, get with Kristen. Kristen will have to also submit a letter along with your goes to you. And we are so excited about this. Have not raised your hands, so some of you did have, and I get that. Tell me what's holding you back. Tell me what's holding you back. And I ask because I see the results every week in these boardrooms, and it's nothing short of miraculous what can happen to people there. And I don't choose to leave anybody behind. So tell me what's holding you back.
Round Rock and Northwest Market Center. I just had a gal in Cleveland this week. She called somebody that she wouldn't have called before, and she came back in and she said, I just got a $600,000 listing appointment this afternoon, and they want to buy $1 million property up on Lake Erie. And she said, I never would have called them. I mean, that's transformational, and it's a breakthrough in our mindset that all of a sudden makes us realize
the next 6 months after that. So within a 6-month period, I had 12 transactions as a rookie, and it was because of Bolt. So, change that thinking from, thank you, but I just want to say, change that thinking from it's too expensive, because the return on your investment is just going to be incredible.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and thank you for sharing that. I mean, if you put yourself in there and you allow the transformation to happen, what we're experiencing now with this new Bolt is the results are continuing to climb up versus tapering off. There's no more cold calling in Bolt, none. Zero cold calling.
Woohoo! I hear enough cheers.
About relationships, and because of that, it's like any relationship. When you pour into it, the results continually, you're
Kristen,
Yes.
what is this clipboard?
That's for First Step to Bold. First Step to Bold. All right, so who already has filled out their form? Who's going for sure? Because if you filled out your form and you're bringing it up here, we have balloons up at the front. And in the balloons there are little pieces of paper that you can't read through the balloon, by the way. And on those,
Pick it up for you.
yeah, and on those pieces of paper are dollar amounts for the gift cards that are in this envelope. They range from $10 to $50. So for whoever's signing up, I've got 12. I've got 12, and 2 of them actually are, so let me back up for a second.
Oh, wait, when is Bold?
When is Bold? Thank you. So March 26th is First Step. March 26th. Thank you, Lauren. She's going to scribe for us. March 26th. Hi there. And it starts at 8:30 in the morning. Get done at 3:30 in the afternoon. That's First Step. We skip the second week, so that's the first week of April. And then the next one is the next week of April, which is, I don't know what the date is. The 8th, April 8th. Thank you. And then it's Thursday. Okay, the 9th. The 9th. Sorry, she said the 8th because she's also doing Bold in San Antonio on the 8th. She'll be in San Antonio on the 8th and with us on the 9th. So we got some boots to fill. We're at some boots to fill. All right.
At the end, graduation will be on that Friday.
Yes, so the last, so Bold goes all the way through May 14th typically, but May 14th is Red Day. And so we'll be out in our communities Oh, oh.
That's the graduation you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, different.
We're talking bold.
And God family business, just saying, God family business. Okay. Okay, so a couple of things before you come up with your filled out forms is reimbursement policy. So we do reimburse you. There are 2 balloons in here that have reimbursement in 2 transactions. For everyone else, it's different if you're on a team, of course, but individual agents and raid makers get the choice of reimbursement to who they're getting reimbursement and to how many reimbursements they can talk to Ryan for. But the reimbursement policy is you do a certain number of transactions in a certain period of time. It's all broken down here. If you want a copy of this, I can give you one. And then you get your money back. So for instance, I've taken Bold 7 times. I've made way more than $117,000 off of Bold myself, right? I was the borrower on my house this year. $15,000. Is anyone interested in that? Who's buying leads right now and paying more than $800? Don't raise your hand. But I'm speaking to you. I'm not looking at anyone because I don't know who's buying leads. But I can promise you you're paying more than $800 and you're working harder on those leads than you will to make $117,000 at Bold. So there is a reimbursement policy. 2 lucky people, depending on which balloon you get, might get reimbursed in 2. Otherwise, you're reimbursed in 4 transactions after Bold rules and regulations are here.
And the whole split thing is a game changer.
Me, and then Scott, and then Sylvia, and then hold on to those. So, Amy, you get to come pick a balloon. There are these ones up here.
Sylvia,
No, up here. They don't have the twirlies. Any of them up here.
Here's scissors, poke it with.
Yeah. And to not, you can either pop them or you can like gently cut it and and she gets a.
Oh, come on. Pop it.
There we go.
I think I put one back there.
Reimbursed in 2. Okay, so you get. That balloon over there.
Market Center 986.
Yeah, that looks good.
No, there. Oh wait, is it this one?
You just said the ones without this thing is on.
Yeah, there's.
There you go. See, that's it.
Is there a paper in there? Shake it.
Yes,
Okay, that's the one I'm looking for.
$10 Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'll give you the Chick-fil-A card. Oh, you got it? One of the Starbucks, I don't think the Starbucks were broken out. They weren't.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
All right. Okay. Sylvia, come pop a balloon.
Which one?
This is one, yeah. What if they are already signed up? If they signed up early, they still.
Who were the 2 that signed up? Okay.
And there you go.
Okay.
Jamie.
I'll get you. You can pick a balloon. Oh, $50 gift card to All Things New. All right. Woo-hoo!
Any of these?
Yep, any of the ones here in the front. All right, who's next? Lisa.
Lisa
Faust.
reminds me your last name?
Faust.
Oh, that's my mother's maiden name.
Up here.
Okay, she got one too.
Okay, go ahead. You want to use the scissors? Oh, here, the best way, if you don't want to pop it, the best way is to, okay, it still pops. There you go.
$10 Starbucks.
All right, there you are. You're welcome. All right, Lisa's turn. You want the scissors?
What was the cheap and easy one? Scissors?
Oh, it still does it.
Still does it. There he is.
All right.
Hey, I need to get a date on this split.
Okay, yeah, just let me know. Hang out here for a second. All right, there you are. Pat, come on up and pop a balloon. Have I forgotten anyone yet? Okay, I'm still working through them.
Do I need to sign this one?
Any of these right here?
Are those? Right?
Yep, any of these up here. Yep.
How do you know?
Mike Moss, you want to come up? And then you'll be after Mike. Donna, do you have any forms that I didn't grab from you? Lauren, did I say Donna? All right, reimbursed in 2 transactions. Way to go. I'm sorry, Lauren, did you have an extra one that I?
Not that you haven't already called.
Okay, perfect.
If you want them, here they go.
Okay. Thank you. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. Okay, here. I only have one more to call. Appreciate your help.
There is one in here. Starbucks.
All right, Starbucks. There you are.
Thank you very much.
All right, anyone else? We still have gas card, 2 HEB gas cards, a $50 Visa card, and a $25 Visa card. Anyone else? Anyone else signing up today? No slouching in your seats. Not naming names.
All these people on First Step to Gold, will y'all allow me to register you?
For First Step?
Yeah, Lauren, that would be awesome.
Yeah, Lauren, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I can
For First Step.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you signed up on this,
Okay,
this
I'm gonna
thing,
move
I'll
on.
register you for First Step if you aren't
I'll get
already.
out of your way.
Thank
And
you.
then
Thank you
register
so
for
much.
this, too.
Okay, and
You're welcome.
So,
Chris needed to cover this, right?
yes. And then, so if you didn't, when you just filled out your bold application form, if you need a reimbursement policy, it should be on your chair. If you need one, you didn't fill it out, just make sure that gets to us so we know you understand the reimbursement policy. And then this will last for work with y'all one-on-one, and I sit in my office with you and I hear where your goals are and I want you to meet them, and I care that you get to where you're wanting to go this year. So this is an investment in you. If I could make this investment for each and every one of you, I would, and it's more important that you make it in yourself, because there's some meat in that, you know. There's some meat in making an investment knowing you made it happen. So I'm going to finalize the team meeting. If during the team meeting you fill that out and you want to meet me in my office afterwards, I will be there. And we still have some really good gift cards left, I'm just saying. So, all right, cool. Next. Voting. Has everyone voted?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to go vote too. So watch for my post on social media. I got to go vote, right? Okay, great. So don't forget to vote. Today's the day. I was going to play a video on the consumer app. What I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to play the video. What I am going to tell you, though, is on the consumer app, on Command Your Conversion, you can go on, and there's a ton of videos on how to use your consumer app. I've seen a lot of people posting on the consumer app, posting their consumer app on social media. Has anybody seen that happening?
Yes.
Yes? Yes? Has anybody seen somebody else's app being posted? Million of those going, have people signing up. Hey, online, I have a lot of people signing up for Bold online as well. So that's super exciting. Hey, Vicki. She's watching us. Anyways, so make sure you're going online, checking out what classes are. There's classes for all levels, but if there's something specific that you want, an appraisal class we're working on, if you want a short sale class or a foreclosure REO class, whatever it is that you want, just vocalize it and we'll put it on the calendar. Obviously, Bold, March, it's actually 26th, step one. And then let's talk about listings. Who has a listing that's coming soon that you want to let everyone know? Or Cameron?
I have a listing in Hutto going live tomorrow.
Okay.
It's 3 2.5 baths, master on the main floor.
Nice.
And it's $219,500.
$219, a great deal. $219,500 in Hutto. Cameron's got it. Let her know if you need it. Belinda?
I've got just under 3,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths in Cedar Park, and it's going to be listed at $347,000.
347 Cedar Park for 2.5. Awesome. Belinda's got that one. Megan.
All right, I got two. I've got a land and a house. The house is in Sun City, 106 Rio Grande. It's a Cortez on a greenbelt lot. Not very many updates there. Just needs some cosmetic work. It's listed at $339,000. It's going to be private showings and kind of, we're prepping for an estate sale, so it'll be the end of the month, but it's available now.
Okay, $339 in Sun City for Megan. What else you got? Land?
Land, I've got 6 acres in a new gated community, ranchette community called Cloudwood Ranch. It's in Briggs, 10, 15 minutes north of Liberty Hill. 6 acres. It does currently have ag exemption, priced at $127,000.
6 acres in Briggs for $127
Yes.
for Megan. You want to get with her after because we've got to keep going. Who else got the listing? Who else? Anybody else? Okay, Susan. All right. Steiner Ranch, Crystal. I'm just repeating for everyone online. That's why I'm repeating. All right. You got anything else, Crystal? You digging through paperwork over there? You have anything else you wanted to know? All right. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Listings? Buyer needs? Anybody got any unicorn buyers they can't find anything for that someone might have in this room? Yeah, no, please. All right.
Folks, my name is Anthony Rodriguez. I recognize a couple of faces in here. Unfortunately, y'all are stuck with me today. My branch manager is in the process of having not one